Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about Wilms tumor. It is also known as nephroblastoma. Before moving on to the gross and microscopic picture of Wilms tumor, um, you should remember one very important epidemiological point. That is the age group uh, that presents with this tumor mostly. Remember that whenever you're being asked about a malignant tumor of kidney in a child, particularly less than 4 years old, most likely the question is about Wilms tumor or nephroblastoma. 98% cases, most of the cases occur in age group less than 10 years old. Okay, and so this is the most common primary renal tumor of childhood. It can spread it, and why it is important that it's an aggressive tumor. It can spread to regional lymph nodes, it can spread to lungs, it can spread to liver as well. Okay, now the gross morphology. Before moving on to the gross morphology, uh, most likely the clinical presentation is going to be that parents bring to you a child with an abdominal mass. That mother or father noted something, some abnormality, some new thing in the child's abdomen, the child's tummy. And when you perform an ultrasound or a CT scan, you know that there's some abnormality, there's something wrong going on in the kidney of that child. Okay, so they present as uh, uh, masses or uh, a something new in the tummy of the child. This is how it looks like on gross examination. This is the normal appearing kidney tissue. This is the ureter, and this you can see is a large circumscribed tumor that is occupying most of the kidney tissue. Okay, it does not appear to invade into the surrounding normal kidney. It appears to be circumscribed, and in this example there are no areas of hemorrhage or necrosis, but hemorrhage or necrosis can be found, as you know that such areas can be found in many of the malignant tumors. Okay, when we talk about microscopy, remember that there are three components of this tumor. Whenever histology of a Wilms tumor is being discussed, these three components, they need to be mentioned. Okay, one is the epithelial component, second is the blastemal component, and third is the stromal component. Now the epithelial component is when the tumor tries to make some structures like these are some tubule like structures that are being formed here. Okay, the ones I've pointed right now with the pointer. These have large cells with with some cytoplasm and hypochromatic nuclei, and large hypochromatic nuclei with increased nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio. The second component is this, which is known as the blastemal component. These are blue cells. The cells also have a high nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio, hypochromatic nuclei, and you can see the cytoplasm is even um, lesser when you compare these cells in compare with the cells of this epithelial component. Okay, these are few mitoses that can be seen. The third component is the stromal component. You can see here the slightly bluish areas. This is the stromal component. Sometimes, as part of the stromal component, rhabdomyoblastic differentiation can be seen. But for you to remember, main things are that there's one component that is known as the epithelial component. Then the second one is the stromal component comprised of blue cells, and then the third is the stromal component. Okay, these have been lined up here. Um, so this is about the gross and microscopic picture and clinical presentation, most likely clinical presentation of Wilms tumor or nephroblastoma. Please let me know if you have any questions. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is this. This is in atypical mitosis that is clearly visible in this region. Uh, this is clearly telling you that this is a very, very high grade tumor. Okay, this is it for now. Thanks a lot. Please let me know if you have any questions.